Today, from Seattle, Washington, it's Week 7 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Denver Broncos.
With Mount Rainier in the distance, there are few cities finer on a clear afternoon than this one, and we have a picture-perfect day for football at Lumen Field in Seattle. Today, we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They've got all W's on the ledger so far, a perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
On 1st and 10, Weeks. That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 7 catches, 69 yards.
You think the head coach and the offensive coordinator are able to pull the earplugs out now? Because all week, all they heard was, you know, Coach, they can't guard the pass at all. I mean, they're next to last in the league. Let's throw it on every down.
Yeah, last week we saw the numbers. This week going against second to last in the pass defense area. Good for him. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. They run it again with Williams. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. To throw on 3rd down, Weeks. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. The drive summary that time, 5 plays, and it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Seattle. 62 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. They'll run. This is Gus Edwards. 2 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. They'll run. This is Gus Edwards. 2 yards. 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 2 yar He pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, second down. Up the middle, it's Edwards. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up first and goal.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person is on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching. And there's another first down run right there.
And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. From the 2 now, second and goal. Edwards is going backwards as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up third down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Mike 12, Mike 12. Hey, what's the ball? What's the ball? Mike 12, Mike 12.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. Oh, he brings it in off the deflection. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be fourth and goal.
All right, you and I both know that was a lucky play. But again, I give him credit. Going up on the tip and catching that one.
Stayed with it, made his own luck, didn't he?
And he used his size there. Had a defensive back mentality to go up and get the ball on the tip. But used his size. I mean, tight it.
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Reggie Gilliam with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. And, Charles, maybe that's one they had dialed up. Hey, if we're in a fourth and goal situation, we're going to our muscle.
And you can feel the boom, boom, boom all the way up here where we sit. The earth was shaking, and he found his way into the end zone.
Yeah, but that's such a great guy to have around the goal line, isn't it?
Indeed it is. It's a great extra dimension to add to your offense. When you can finish things with power, that's hard for a defense to deal with.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other. Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now fourth down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? Third down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of it was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And this will be a Seahawks first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line. Here's the give to McIntosh. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. A tight one, 8-7 our score after 1 on EA. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 46. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Gets past one man, and he's got this down to the 35. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
He had to fight that time. Ran through one tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now is 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. As it complete to Jackson Smith and Jigba. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. His first catch, good for 16 and a first. On the counter, it's Edwards. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Let's go. Mike 41. I've got to wedge that out. Watch the run.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there. His 4th touchdown of the year. And the Seahawks are able to add on to that lead. Solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line, allowed to get in for the touchdown.
Yes, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up. Meaning, when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment that allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Pete Carroll in that familiar hands-on knees pose. His guys will go for 2 here. And he will bowl his way in there for the 2 points. So 2 successful 2-point tries now for them.
And you know what it does? It gives you a boost, a huge one for your team, because, hey, you're dominating them now. They can't stop you either scoring touchdowns or 2-point conversions. But how about the defense? You don't know what to do at this stage. You can't stop them in any direction.
After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Broncos about set to go on offense. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Throwing to start the drive. Weeks. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up the touchdown.
And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And I don't think he got there. No. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting, as they've got the lead right now, beginning this drive 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Smith-Njigba pulling in a one-handed catch. And he'll be stopped in his tracks right at the 33. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll set up a throw. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. A gain of 32 that time.
And there's not a quarterback in the league that will ever complain about having small receivers like a Tyreek Hill or a Cooper Kupp who can find a seam, have good vision, and get open. But when you're throwing downfield like this, you want a big, tall receiver who can go above the rim, or if you're a volleyball fan, above the net and get it.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Well, Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
Well, to me, it's less about tamping down expectations and much more about not getting ahead of yourself as a team. And look, they've got to play each game individually, right? Many teams talk about being 1-0 at the end of each and every game each week. To me, you got to understand you cannot win the Super Bowl in October.
And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone. They'll run the toss here. Edwards. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all.
The tackle made there by Drew Sanders. Here's 2nd and 10.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
And he'll get it here on the jet sweep.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, part of why that play works is because the defense has to freeze because they don't know whether he's going to hand it off or keep it himself. And this time, how about that sleight of hand there? Gives it to his wideout, and that indecision defensively, boy, it hurt him in a big way.
Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Now they send a man in motion right.
And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Chase Claypool taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Seahawks will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Well, fans of old school football, they got to be loving this partner. All 3 drives so far have ended in a touchdown, and all 3 on the ground.
And when you say fans of old school football, count me in, because you just don't see ground games dominate the scoring by pounding the rock like this anymore. To me, this is refreshing.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it, down by 2 scores.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
48, let's go.
Looking to throw. Weeks. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Weeks. Out. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players?
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. A little juke, and they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone. 1st down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. From there, we head down to the Sunshine State to check on the Jaguars at home in Jacksonville. And they were winners in that ball game as they beat the visiting Washington Commanders. Trevor Lawrence, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. A touchdown run there for Ramondre Stevenson.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this third quarter. But Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead. Now a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them too.
And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Jackson Smith and Jigba. 70 yards. And the Seahawks come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that will bump the lead up to 26. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit. And a loose football, and the Seahawks have picked it up inside the 20. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown.
The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra yard.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, but you have to take care of the football.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
Denver's offense now set to go. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone.
There he goes, right side.
Still going. He may go.
And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line.
81 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Broncos are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that trims the lead a bit, but still standing at 26 points. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Taken at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Still comfortably on top, third quarter, as they start things here with a 1st and 10.
Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. 33 yards that time.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Left side, he finds Smith and Jigba.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Back to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And the Seahawks are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. A quick throw, but incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like...
And he will not be denied. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Gus Edwards
taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Seahawks get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Well, the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this puts it on the carpet. It's out, and the Seahawks have picked it.
Some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure. As they try and get downfield.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch a slant, watch a slant, watch a slant.
Up the middle, here's Edwards. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
And he'll be down close to the 1st down marker as he gets this to the Broncos 24. 81 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Now they bring a receiver in motion right. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
Well, they gave up a few yards there, but all in all, I think it's a pretty nice job defensively against the jet sweep. If they don't slow him up, he might take it.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Gus Edwards with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter. And the Seahawks will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. And Denver getting set to take the field. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the 1st half as well. And that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Off the draw, here's Williams. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Weeks. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 4. Now an inside draw. This is their fullback. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down.
Operating from the gun. Weeks. Throwing right, and that's complete. Touchdown. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Broncos get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth-quarter deficit.
Elliott good with a PAT as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on.
Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It's a big play there for Seattle. 46 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Oh, that one sailed a bit, but the catch is still made.
Another first down there as this one goes for 25. And this is McIntosh.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. 1st down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on 1st down puts them back on their heels.
So on 4th down, here's Jason Myers for the Seahawk field goal. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
So the Broncos coming out now.
Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole.
All day, every day, any day. Check 48.
Throwing to start the drive. Weeks.
Looks to the sideline and has Mims who makes a catch.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. On 1st down, Weeks.
And this one complete again to Mims.
Just a gain of a couple there, and that'll make it 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8.
Operating from the gun, Weeks. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. He's going to let it fly. This is intercepted.
And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one...
And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. That one looks like he'll throw here.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball.
And this is caught inside the 5. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Myers connects on the PAT.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. To throw on second down. Weeks into a double team, and it's intercepted.
And the Seahawks are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. Well, this game was already decided, Charles, let's be honest. But now another feather in the cap of this defense as they pick them off for the second time.
You're right about that. Things have been going pretty well for them, to put it mildly. But they're still out there hunting for big plays and get another one right there.
And, oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. High throw, but the catch is made. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside.
And what is going on here? Are they serious? First down, and they're in punt formation.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Denver's offense ready to go again. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Seahawks, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for Denver, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.